The man's taking photos. Please don't touch. You're not going to touch, good boy.
My name is Andy Hornby, photographer and vlogger. 17 years ago I started teaching myself photography. Today I travel the UK as a professional wedding photographer, landscape photographer and filmmaker. Learn from my experiences, my mistakes and my tips and advice.
Remember when we were young and immortal, when life was just a game and nothing really mattered, when I was so on top of the mountain, when freedom was the ride of a life. Bring me back to 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 life.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another video. Today I'm at Netley Abbey in Hampshire, and this video is going to be a really good simple trick to remove people from your picture without actually using long exposure photography. Now, long exposure photography is great for removing people if you've got a lot of people and you've got an ND filter that allows a lot of time. So if you can go over like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, that kind of stuff, you can remove people. As long as they're moving constantly, you can remove them from the picture. The problem is, if you're shooting during the day and it's a really bright day, okay, it's not very bright today, so it's not a good example, but if you're shooting during the day and even with an ND filter, if you've got a 10 stop on, the chances are, if it's a really bright day, you're not going to get much of a long exposure. You're probably going to get, at best, I would say probably 10, 15, 20, maybe 30 seconds at most. And with that, because it's so bright, the people in the image, although they're moving, they'll just be ghosted. You'll still see them. So this trick, which is really simple, I'm going to show you when we get back to Lightroom in a little while, is a really good way of getting rid of people. All you need to do is take about 10 to 20 pictures, depending on how many people you have. So if you've got a lot of people, big groups, you might need more pictures. But the idea being is that in Photoshop, it's going to take an average of every little bit of pixel in your image. It's going to take an average of the colour and the variations between the two pictures and decide what it wants to keep and what it wants to get rid of. So if you've got a picture with a person at one point in one image but he's not there in 2 or 3 of the other images, gone. Really simple. I've taken a few pictures using me because there's not a lot of people around. It's quite dead. It's a lovely place, this. Yeah, so here are the pictures that I took. When we get back to Lightroom initially, I'm going to import them into Lightroom and then take them straight into Photoshop from Lightroom. You don't have to do that. You can import them as a stack straight into Photoshop, but I'll show you how to do both methods, and let's get on this. Cool.
I wanna believe that I can reach inside your heart into where it bleeds and touch the places where your scars have left their mark on you.
Okay, welcome back to the computer. I've imported all of the pictures into Lightroom, the pictures you saw just a minute ago, and I'm not going to show you how to do that. That should be fairly simple. There will probably be a video on that kind of stuff coming out soon, because I'm going to start doing a sort of Lightroom basics tutorial section on my channel, which might come out at some point soon. So let's get into this. Let's turn around, let's get onto the computer. Excuse me, got a bit of a cold, so I may cough a little bit, but let's get on this and I'll show you how to work this. So here we are in Lightroom, and here are all the pictures that you saw earlier on. I've imported them. There are two ways you can import into Facebook. If you don't have Lightroom, you're going to import them straight into Facebook. All you do is come up to File, go down to Scripts, and you can load files into Stack just there. So if you click on that, you can browse to the files you need. In fact, here are all the files here, and you can click on all of them. It will bring them in and do a very good job. I've got a bit of spots on my sensor just there. Give that a second and it will load them up into one stack. So they're all stacked in there, and you can turn them on and off as you like. From there, look, all the pictures, which is good. But let's go back to Lightroom, because what you can do in Lightroom, if you do import to Lightroom and edit, like I've done here, you can just right click and export, no I'm lying, edit in, open as layers in Photoshop, boom, and might take a little bit longer. And there we are, they're all in now in Photoshop. We have both sets. We don't need this first one, let's get rid of that. So this is really simple, and I'm going to make it really simple. If you shot handheld and some of these pictures aren't straight, so if you weren't on a tripod, what you might want to do is select all the layers. So hit the top one, hold down the shift button and hit the bottom one so they're all selected, edit, and auto align layers. So if you click that in edit auto align layers, and that will automatically align all your layers. Thankfully I was on a tripod, so I didn't have to worry too much about that. But it's just one extra step, just in case you were handheld. As long as you weren't moving too much, Photoshop will do a really good job of putting all those pictures together and align them for you. So the next step is, again, really simple. While they're all selected on the side here, right click and convert to smart object. What this will do is it will compress them into one smart object, and then we can work on that very simply with a click of just one more button. Just wait for that to load. So here we are, we now have one smart object with all those pictures layered inside, and this is where the magic really happens. All we need to do now is go to, make sure that that's selected, go to layer, we need to go then to smart objects, down to stack mode, and this is important. It's going to be one of these two potentially. You might want to have a mess around. I find either mean or median the one that works best for me. So let's have a look at mean first, and boom, gone. Absolutely fantastic. It's done a really good job. We can also have a look at median, see what that does for us, and then we'll check the history, see which one's better. And okay, that's actually not too bad. It seems to be a little bit better in the foreground. The sky's not looking too good. So if I go to the history and show you the two, that was mean. Look at what it's done to the sky. It's actually given us a bit of a long exposure look to the sky, which is quite good. Smooth the sky out. But there is a little bit of ghosting just around here and here. Nothing that you wouldn't be able to get away with. But if we go to the median, it sorts out the foreground, but our sky is a bit weird. To be fair, I would probably stick with median, and actually that's not a bad picture. There's not a lot of work that needs to do to that. So there you go, very simple and effective way of getting rid of crowds, or even if there's one or two people that just won't potentially move, take a few pictures. Even if you're handheld, Photoshop does a really good job. If you haven't got the time to do a long exposure, this is a very good way and a very effective method of getting rid of people in your image. As you see, obviously it wasn't a lot of crowds in this image, but I was moving around quite a bit. There was quite a few pictures, and Photoshop does an awesome job at the click of a button. Hope this is a good and interesting video for you. I'm going to be doing a lot more kind of Photoshop and Lightroom bits and pieces soon, getting the basics out there onto YouTube. Hopefully it helps one or two of you to just make your pictures maybe a little bit better. So if you like this video, please slap a thumbs up. I really could use the help with likes on my videos. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get updates every time I upload a new video. I'm doing a lot of stuff like this, so stick around, you should see some more of this stuff. And I just want to say thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in another video soon. So take it easy, and see you later. Bye.